Good morning. Coming up here on a Thanksgiving edition of Good Morning America. I'm at the Philadelphia Parade. We'll have reports from the Macy's Day Parade. It's a big morning, and we've got a lot of news to get to, including that holiday travel rush. You know we are all over it. Millions of people on the move. We're going to tell you the best times to head out if you're on the road today and where weather might not cooperate going through the weekend. You know I'll be tracking that. We're also feeling the holiday spirit. It's one of our favorite GMA traditions, Thanksgiving 911, an all-star panel of chefs that'll help solve any of your last-minute problems with your Turkey Day meal. We also have some bargains that you'll want to get into. And did I mention parades? It's going to happen right here on GMA.
Ahead in the next hour of Good Morning San Antonio, new developments in the mass shooting at that Walmart in Chesapeake, Virginia. What investigators are now learning about the suspect just ahead. And Transcat right now, yeah, folks, if you can do this, not a person on the road right now in this shot at 410 and Starcrest. Okay, there's one car. Happy Thanksgiving. Please be safe out there. A lot of fog and mist, and it's about to get stormy around here, at least for some of you. Mike has an interesting forecast still to come.
With more than 600 mass shootings this year alone in the U.S., President Biden saying there are more empty seats at the table this Thanksgiving. M. Wynn, ABC News, Washington.
Okay, and here at home, things are ready to go down at the Henry B. Gonzalez Convention Center. The Jimenez Thanksgiving dinner is back in person for the first time in 2 years. We'll have a preview of today's big event live.
And everyone headed out there to eat or to volunteer. Be careful, the roads are wet. Taking a look out there with live cam, kind of drizzly and very, very thick fog.
Live from KSAT 12. Good Morning San Antonio starts right now.
And a good morning to you. It is Thursday, November 24th. Happy Thanksgiving from our family to yours.
Happy Thanksgiving. Thanks for joining us. It's a little wet out there, but I think, festivities will still be fun.
It will be a good day. Just be careful out there. The interesting thing is Mike Ostrage is about to serve up turkey dressing and a side of potential thunderstorms.
Well, yeah, we've got some thunderstorms. Actually, a couple of lightning strikes are starting to show up right now. And then later on this afternoon, north of our area, don't be surprised if you see a few, but then later on, late this afternoon and tonight, especially off to the east, some stronger storms, potentially severe. But I think the biggest thing we're going to have to worry about, and the biggest thing that's going to kind of cause issues, will be potential for heavy rain tomorrow. Yeah, and after being so dry all year round, now we're talking about the potential for a lot of very heavy rain. A lot of fog out there right now. This is the camera that we usually show over there right around 410 is somewhere in here. Broadway, the airport is right about in there. Obviously, got a lot of thick fog in the area. We have visibility as just a couple of 100 yards out at the airport, 0 Castroville, 3/4 of a mile in Kerrville. So no matter what direction you go, you will stay in fog. Rock Springs is finally clearing a little bit there, but that's the only spot that in our viewing area that has good visibility. Other than that, a lot of very thick fog. So like I said, no matter where you drive this morning, it's going to be fog. There's also going to be mist on the roads as well as some of the showers because the fog has just been keeping things damp all night long. Dense fog advisory. This is from the Corpus Christi Weather Service office. So all the way down into the coast if you're going down 37, but all right along the 35, 281 corridors, San Antonio metropolitan area up to Austin. Dense fog advisory up until 10 o'clock this morning. This is what's showing up on radar right now, and most of it is on the light side, well out there in toward the northwest corner of Kerr County. A couple of lightning strikes are now starting to show up. This cell right here in northern Kendall County, I wouldn't be surprised if that wants to develop a couple of lightning strikes, and then down here to the south, a few heavier downpour cells are starting to develop, and that will continue to be the case throughout the rest of the morning. And then later on this afternoon, there is that threat for, and this is going to be into the evening hours, for strong to severe storms. Northeastern half of our viewing area, the greatest threat obviously is further off to the east and to the northeast, but high winds and some hail is going to be the biggest threat, with that high winds being the number one threat. Scattered light showers pretty much all day long. Temperatures will make it into the upper 60s, 70 degrees, and then it's late this afternoon. It's funny how rain chances kind of ease up a little bit late this afternoon, but off to the east, that's when that severe threat moves on in here. Then we start to see the heavy rain tomorrow. How much can we expect, and how long is it going to last? It's been kind of extended. We'll talk about that and take a look ahead at the weekend in just a couple of minutes. Steph, Mark.
Mike, thank you very much. Taking a look at traffic right now. Steph, you've got a better view than I, but TxDOT reporting no accidents right now as of 6:04.
Yeah, it looks pretty good. A few more people on the roadways this morning, but very quiet for the most part.
We'll keep an eye on it for you. A reminder that city services are closed today and tomorrow for the Thanksgiving holiday, but of course, our police, fire, and EMS are still on duty.
And trash or recycling pickups might be a little different. If you usually have your trash pickup today, it will now be picked up tomorrow. And if your pickup is on Friday, it will now be on Saturday.
We have a full list of all the city closures over at ksat.com.
And while Thanksgiving is traditionally a day filled with joy, today is also a somber day in Uvalde. It was 6 months ago today that a gunman walked into Robb Elementary School, killing 19 students and 2 teachers. Now, coming up on GMSA at 6:30, we are going to hear from some of the family members of the victims and how they are remembering their loved ones this Thanksgiving.
Well, new details this morning following the latest mass shooting here in the U.S.
Authorities are now identifying the gunman in the massacre at a Walmart in Chesapeake, Virginia. 6 people were killed and more than a dozen hurt.
ABC's M. Nguyen is tracking the latest this morning.
Horror unleashed inside a Chesapeake, Virginia Walmart when an employee identified as 31-year-old Andre Bing opened fire. Breonna Tyler in the break room saying she saw her store manager walk in and start firing wildly.
Swaying his arm back and forth. He didn't have a target.
Bing using a pistol as his weapon of choice, according to police, before turning the gun on himself. He was the overnight leader, an employee since 2010.
And then once I saw blood, I was like, oh, this is really real. And then that's when it processed that, like, you have to run or you're gonna die.
Police found 3 people dead, including the shooter in the break room. 1 near the front of the store, 3 others died at the hospital. The city releasing their names and faces. Lorenzo Gamble, Kelly Pyle, Randall Blevins, Tanika Johnson, and a 16-year-old boy name withheld because of his age. And the mother of victim Brian Pendleton saying they would have been preparing for her son's upcoming birthday. 7 others injured, including 24-year-old Jalen Jones. His mom now says he's in stable condition.
He got a gunshot wound, grazed his ear. That's when he realized that he was being shot.
Jones ran outside where a coworker took him to his car before the medics arrived.
But I'm just thankful that he's alive.
The Walmart massacre, now the nation's second high-profile mass shooting in just 4 days.
With more than 600 mass shootings this year alone in the U.S., President Biden saying there are more empty seats at the table this Thanksgiving. M. Nguyen, ABC News, Washington.
Other stories are following for you this morning. More Americans filing for unemployment. According to the Labor Department, first-time claims jumped by about 17,000 last week. But even though that may sound like a lot, that's still near pre-pandemic lows. And good news if you're looking for a deal this upcoming holiday season. Wall Street Journal says executives at several big retailers have been talking about steeper discounts in the coming weeks. They are trying to clear out extra inventory. Well, it is Thanksgiving, of course, happening today. The first time in 2 years, the Raul Jimenez Thanksgiving dinner will be in person down at the Henry B. Gonzalez Convention Center.
And our photojournalist, Azian Bermea, is there now. Good morning, Azian.
Hi, Azian. I understand you've done a little bit of homework down there.
Good morning, guys. How are y'all doing? Happy Thanksgiving.
Hi, Azian. I know we have
Okay.
Can you hear me okay? We've got some audio delay there, and I know I hear a little bit what we call mix minus, but give us a preview. Take it away down there.
Okay, so I heard y'all earlier talking about trivia, and one of y'all's questions were how many chairs are out here?
Right.
And I was talking to Raul Jimenez III himself, and he said there were over 6,400 chairs prepped and ready to go. And then another question y'all had was, how many balloons? Can y'all take a guess about how many balloons there are?
Oh, actually, well, I read your note, but I forgot, so I'm going to guess again. I don't know, 200?
I'm going to say 2,000.
I said 200.
So let me give you a better clue. There are about 99 red balloons, so that should save off some of it.
Wasn't that a song?
Yes, it was.
But no, but there are, we said 5,124 balloons set up, inflated, decorated, and I'll tell you what, guys.
Wow.
The detail is in the decorations, because I know that Stephanie said she liked the Go Spurs turkey that was suspended up, and along with the others, they have all the chairs set up. They have placemats, custom placemats, and I think, Mark, they even have one for you It tells you where to put your plate, your spoon, your fork, and your knife.
Thank goodness. Back to basics, you know?
You're ready for you. They have you. They got yours. But no, guys, it's really exciting to be out here. First time after a 2-year absence. You can just feel the energy. Like, no one's here really right now, but it is just so exciting to see everything set up, and like, it's just a vibe right now. I'm not gonna lie. I'm ready to see what the turnout is today.
Fantastic. Well, I love the idea of putting Azian in front of the camera for Thanksgiving. Azian did a great job as a reporter. Yeah, you did. Don't be bashful.
Real quick. Let me just say happy Thanksgiving to San Antonio, and today is a special day. Happy birthday to my daughter, Adeline.
That's right. Happy birthday, Adeline.
All right, Azian Bermea, photojournalist here at KSAT, reporting live for us down at the convention center. Thank you, buddy. Happy Thanksgiving.
Aw, thanks, Azian.
Okay. Time right now, 6:10, 62 degrees.
And a lot of people have been going out of town for the holidays just to head on GMSA, why experts say it could be extra dangerous on the roads this Thanksgiving.
What was he saying about the placemat? Do I need that kind of placemat?
He was giving you a hint.
Do I not know where the plate and the fork and everything else go?
Well, maybe he was watching you at the potluck yesterday. I don't know.
That's possible. Okay, outside with live cam right now, it's really soupy out there. But Mike wants us to pay attention to what could be a very stormy forecast that's coming up.
This Thanksgiving, I'm grateful for Thanksgiving because after 15 years, I am finally getting the holiday off and I'm going to be able to spend it with my family, which is awesome because that's what the holidays are all about. Sitting together, just giving thanks for what you have. And I'm just grateful that I finally get a chance to do that.
6:14, well, as you know by now, a lot of folks have been driving to get to their families for the holidays.
Experts have warned it could be the deadliest Thanksgiving on the road since 2007.
Here's ABC's Andrew Dimbert.
This morning, Americans are still packing airports and roads across the country as families rush to make it home in time for Thanksgiving dinner. With nearly 49 million expected to drive, traffic slowed to a crawl in Philadelphia, Chicago, and Los Angeles.
Oh man, it's going to be a lot. It's going to be pretty hectic.
And while gas prices are falling, AAA says the national average of $3.63 a gallon is still the most expensive Thanksgiving week average on record.
I just make it work. I mean, what else can we do? You know, I mean, you have to travel. You have to get from point A to point B.
Airports are also jam-packed as air travel is expected to reach near pre-pandemic levels. Overnight, Cleveland's airport was briefly locked down and flights delayed after a man drove through an airfield gate.
It's so busy. It is. No, we've never experienced this before. We don't usually fly before Thanksgiving for this reason. We usually stay local, but we decided to fly, and it's nuts.
American, United, and Delta expecting to serve a combined 18 million customers this holiday. Despite the high number of travelers and busy airports, less than 100 flights were canceled on Wednesday. And air passengers are not the only ones taking to the skies. In New York, despite the NYPD reporting there have been no credible threats made on the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade, in light of recent shootings and attacks on parades in Illinois and Wisconsin, security will be tight.
The Counterterrorism Bureau will deploy additional resources to ensure the festivities across the city are safe for all.
Police departments in other cities say they are also activating additional resources to protect their holiday events. Andrew Dimbert, ABC News, New York.
Well, we have our first accident of the morning right now, and it's showing up on 10 West at Medical. Not seeing any of these camera shots right now. I'm double checking to see if there's another one here. Looks like we might have one more. 35 in Palo Alto. Let me try to do some more digging. Oh, that's just a disabled vehicle.
Oh, okay. Not too bad. Well, here looking at Loop 410 at Starcrest, things are moving early this morning.
We're kind of hoping that folks stay off the roads. And Mike Ostray's joined us now with a very, very interesting forecast going forward.
Indeed. Now, you know, proof in the pudding as far as looking at those TransGuide cameras. The fog, yes, it is there, but there is some visibility if you are having to hit the roads. Obviously, wet streets out there. That's been the case all night long. And this picture has actually improved somewhat as well. We can actually see 410 right here. The airport is right there, and this is Broadway. So that's a little bit better. We do still have the dense fog advisory. As a matter of fact, more of our counties off to the east were filled in. So pretty much right there along 281, including Medina County, and down 35, and then to the east of there, dense fog advisory up until 10 o'clock this morning. Now, even though there is not anything as far as an advisory posted out to the west, we still have some fairly thick fog out to the west as well. Visibility has not really changed in most spots. It is pea soup as you head out 90 in toward Castroville, quarter-mile Port SA, just a couple of 100 yards out there at the airport. And again, a situation where you could turn the corner and then run into some of this very, very thick fog. A lot of thick fog around Uvalde, Carrizo Springs. Rock Springs is not bad as of right now. Same thing with Del Rio. It seems to be improving a little bit further out in the northwest portions of the hill country, but still watch out for some of that fog. So we've been watching a lot of just some light rain, some mist and drizzle, but as the morning has now rolled on, we're starting to see a couple of these cells, and as expected, right there in northern Kendall County, a couple of lightning strikes are starting to pop up. Got a few decent downpours. Everything's moving along at a pretty good clip. And then further on off to the northwest, a lot more in the way of some thunderstorms. And this is where the majority are going to be, further off to the north and to the northeast. And this will be the situation later on today. Then as you look, and again, some decent downpours are thrown in as well. Even a lightning strike right there in extreme western Kerr County. Most of this is on the lighter side, but we'll see these pockets of those cells, a couple of thunderstorms that will be developing even throughout the morning hours or continuing to develop throughout the morning hours, and then more later on. So here's a computer model, and I think it does a really good job depicting the light, moderate showers, a couple of heavier cells here and there. They will continue to develop throughout the morning hours and then really get going off to the east late this afternoon and then going into this evening. And that's when off to the west, things kind of ease up a little bit more. Somewhat of a lull in the action in the late night and overnight hours, but then it really starts to pick up overnight. Widespread rain going in through the day tomorrow, and really some hefty downpours, and this is going to be lasting overnight into Saturday morning on top of that. So here's the outlook as far as Storm Prediction Center. This line pretty much along 10 from Junction and then going down to the southeast. The threat for severe storms. High wind's going to be the biggest issue with this, maybe some hail as well. The majority of those, though, are going to be further off to the north and to the northeast, although just a small risk around here. And then the heavy rainfall potential tomorrow, especially. We will have showers around today. Obviously, you can get some heavy downpours in those cells, but tomorrow especially. And again, most of that is going to be off to the north and to the northeast. But here in town, we are looking at on the scale anywhere from inch, maybe a couple of inches of rain, heavier amounts in and around any of those thunderstorm cells. So here's what's going on. We've got the rain obviously coming on in here, but the culprit is this low spinning off here to the northwest of us. That's going to continue to work its way down in toward the Big Bend area, produce a lot of rain, and then as it starts to kind of settle into West Texas, that's when we get most of the rain tomorrow. Then finally that thing's going to start to work its way on out of here and take the rain with it after we get some rain around here on Saturday. So we will have more rain tomorrow night into Saturday. 67 degrees today at noon. Couple of showers, a few thunderstorms thrown in as well. We'll have the fog to deal with primarily this morning, and then a few scattered showers and storms. Some of those could be on the stronger side, especially well off to the east and to the northeast. And then tomorrow we start off temperatures. We hit 70 today, 61 overnight, and then once the front moves on, the cooler air moves on in here, we are going to be down in the mid 60s tomorrow. Heavy rain potential throughout a good chunk of the day. Tomorrow it's going to be windy on Saturday, rain early in the day on Saturday, and then Sunday, as you see, things are clearing out quite nicely, and we are going to be in the mid 70s by Sunday in the first part of next week, and then another front moves in here by the middle part of next week.
You guys look so festive today with your fall kind of Thanksgiving colors going on.
Yeah, we tried.
Very nice.
If you are one of those, you're heading out today, fog this morning, some showers, thunderstorms, but tomorrow, if you're one of those shoppers,
I may bump it to Saturday if tomorrow's going to be torrential rain.
Saturday afternoon. There's going to be some, and, you know, throughout the day, those good downpours. So.
Or all next week.
Or all next week. Exactly.
We have options.
Yeah. Well, happy Thanksgiving. I'm thankful for both of you guys.
Oh, we're thankful for you, Mark.
621, 62 degrees.
And we're all celebrating Thanksgiving here on GMSA. Just ahead, Sarah Acosta will share her family Thanksgiving tradition with us.
And we have that coming up.
Happy Happy Thanksgiving. I'm Sarah Costa in Corpus Christi from a house full of family. It's loud right now, but I love it. And we are making tamales for Thanksgiving. And when I say we, it means I didn't make any of them. I'm just spectating, documenting, and tasting. First, you make the masa. I was not here for this. It took 2.5 hours. 10 pounds of masa was made. I was napping. But here you go. You soak the hojas in warm water for about an hour. So I poured myself a glass of wine. It was very nice. Here is my niece. She is spreading a very thin layer of masa on the hoja with whatever protein you want. Here she is making bean and cheese tamales. Look how beautiful that is. Then you steam them for about an hour. Oh, this was the hardest part, waiting for them to be done. Look how beautiful they are once they're out of that steamer. No, you're good. You're good. It's perfect. The masa is not sticking. Yes or no? The only thing I did this whole time was take a bite of it. But it's very, very good. Happy Thanksgiving!
Pro football coverage, powered by Davis Law Firm.
Happy Thanksgiving, Ms. Acosta. All right, folks, you're ready for some football. There are 3 games today, but of course it wouldn't be Thanksgiving without the Dallas Cowboys. And today, the Cowboys are taking on the New York Giants, both teams sitting at 7-3 on the season. A big deal in the NFC East. This game could have major playoff implications. Cowboys-Giants are the middle game today, 3:30 up at AT&T Stadium. First game today, Buffalo and Detroit. Good luck to your Lions, Mr. Osterhage.
Playing the Bills, though.
What's that?
I said not when they're playing the Bills. That's going to
We'll see how it goes. You guys are feisty this year. Well, and then the third game tonight is Patriots-Vikings. Go Minnesota.
3-game win streak.
I know, see?
I know.
Thanksgiving miracle.
Be confident.
Could be.
He's not confident.
He's not.
It is what it is. All right, time right now is 6:26, 63 degrees.
And we have a lot heading your way in our next half hour, including the latest on 2 overnight shootings, what we are now learning about both cases from investigators.
It's a somber day in Uvalde as families of the Robb Elementary victims remember their loved ones on the 6-month anniversary of the massacre. How they're honoring them this Thanksgiving just ahead.
And happening today at the Henry B. Gonzalez Convention Center, the Raul Jimenez Thanksgiving dinner is back in person. For the first time in 2 years, we're going to have a live look at the big event.
And if you're just now tuning in, haven't stepped outside yet, don't go anywhere if you can. It's much better to stay in and watch with us. It's misty, it's foggy out there. And Mike says your Black Friday shopping could be a stormy affair. Good morning, everybody. Happy Thanksgiving from our family to yours. It is Thursday, the 24th.
Happy Thanksgiving. Thanks for joining us. But if you do have to head outside, go ahead and grab that rain jacket.
Yes.
Yeah, you will definitely get some use out of it over the next couple of days. The big headlines, fog this morning, potential storms this afternoon, especially east and northeast, and then widespread heavy rain tomorrow. And going into Saturday as well. So, yeah, it is not the greatest weather for Thanksgiving. If you can't hunker down inside, do so. This is 410. Now, just a couple of minutes ago, this picture wasn't bad, so the fog kind of thickened up a little bit. Granted, this camera's on top of the building out there, but this is the traffic right there on 410. There's the Whataburger right there at Broadway, and the airport is off in the distance. 1/8 mile visibility out at the airport. 1/4 mile Port SA. Castroville is still, this is just thick fog heading out 90 as you head in toward Castroville. They've been at 0 visibility for all of the morning. 1 mile out there at Uvalde, 1/2 mile Kerrville. Everybody, you can't go really anywhere in our viewing area today without running into some fog this morning, except way out there in Rock Springs, but you're going to have to go through a lot of fog to get there, and down there along the coast. Dense fog advisory for about the eastern 2/3 of our viewing area. And again, despite the fact that there's no advisory out here, obviously you're still dealing with some of the fog out to the west, as case in point Uvalde. It's just not quite as thick, but this is in effect up until 10 o'clock this morning. The roads are damp, misty, drizzly this morning, and we do have a few showers as well. Even a couple of lightning strikes. First of all, looking here in town, this is what's being picked up on radar. A few of these light little showers that are moving on through here. So if you do, and this is on top of all the mist that's been hanging around here overnight. If you do have to head out, you're going to be running into some of that. Let me go back to this picture. And then up there, right around northern Kendall County, had a couple of lightning strikes. Looks like they've sort of died off a little bit, just one or two of them, and a few more lightning strikes well up to the north. Notice way at the top of your screen, all of those storms. So that's where up to the north and to the east is where the majority of any storms are going to be later on today. Mold is on the high side. The updated count's going to come out later on this morning, and have a pretty good bet. I think that's going to be on the high side as well. Here's the outlook for severe weather, and it's the northeastern half of our viewing area. But again, the majority of these storms, and this would be later on this afternoon, majority of those stronger storms, high winds being the biggest threat, are going to be further off to the north and to the northeast. So fog, showers, and 70 degrees later on today with a few thunderstorms off to the east. And then tonight, a few of those storms, again, off to the east. Some of those will be stronger. That's going to be late this afternoon and then into the evening hours. Then overnight and tomorrow, that's when the rain really starts to move on in here, kind of the second wave of all this rain, and maybe on the heavy side as well. We're looking at potentially a couple of inches of rain and cooler temperatures. So we'll have the front move through late this afternoon. We'll start off right around 60 tomorrow morning and then drop into the 50s throughout the day tomorrow. Rain is going to stick around into the Saturday morning. Then it's going to be sunny and warmer the rest of Saturday into Sunday. Details coming up in just a couple of minutes. Steph, Mark.
Looking out there with TransGuide. Thank you, Mike. Loop 410 at Starcrest. Things are moving because not too many people are traveling at this hour. Any problems on the roadways?
Not seeing any accidents right now, Steph.
Thank you. And while today is Thanksgiving, it also marks 6 months to the day since the Robb Elementary shooting. 6 months since 21 lives were cut short.
Our Lee Waldman has been following this story since the first day, and this week has been heartbreaking for the families.
What was once an elementary school tucked away in a quiet neighborhood has now turned into somewhat of a living memorial.
Flowers, crosses, teddy bears, and photos crowd the Robb Elementary sign. The lives of 19 fourth graders and their 2 beloved teachers are honored here. These past 6 months have been a roller coaster of emotions for the families they were ripped away from. Grieving parents, siblings, and children have become advocates.
I'm up here because I'm begging you to make a change.
Marching in our nation's capital and protesting outside Governor Greg Abbott's mansion in Austin. They've gone to countless city council, school board, and county commissioners meetings to demand accountability, transparency, and justice. Berlinda Areola, grandmother to A. Marie Jo Garza, making a vow to her granddaughter.
Like I always say, everybody knows we're not done.
Javier Cáceres, Jackie Cáceres' dad, ran for political office. Though he didn't win, he fulfilled a promise he made to his daughter on her last day.
I promised her from that day that I was going to fight to change, try to fight for change as much as I could.
We've learned about who each of the 21 were, seen Uzziah's water bottle marked with bullets, touched A. Marie's artwork, learned about McKenna's passion for animals.
The animals that are on her mural, that's her dog Bailey and her daddy's horse, Dude.
About Irma and Joe Garcia, who couldn't live without one another. Their 4 children now forced to hold each other up. As families gather today to form new Thanksgiving memories, there will be 21 empty place settings. Their loved ones hope you'll remember their faces, say their names.
Jace Luevanos, Uzi Garcia, Lexi Rubio, Jackie Cáceres, A. Marie Jo Garza, Tess Mata, Mike De Rodriguez, Ellie Garcia, Rogelio Torres, Xavier Lopez, McKenna Elrod, Layla Salazar, Miranda Mathis, Nevaeh Bravo, Jose Flores Jr., Eliana Torres, Annabelle Rodriguez, Jayla Seguro, Alethea Ramirez, Eva Morales, Irma Garcia.
We're working on a special project that will air on December 2nd at 7 p.m. It's a look back at these last 6 months in Uvalde, honoring each of the 21 victims. We hope you'll join us for it. In Uvalde, Lee Waldman, KSAT 12 News.
And new this morning, police are hoping to get more information from a woman involved in a shooting near the West Side Police Substation on Culebra Road early this morning. Police say just before 4:30 this morning, a man in a white car sideswiped the black Tahoe and the woman that she was in, along with 3 children. Now, after hitting her SUV, the man then crashed into a fence at the substation. Officers say that he got out of his vehicle and tried to get into the lady's Tahoe, and that's when she pulled out a gun and shot him. He was taken to University Hospital and was listed in stable condition.
A man injured in a drive-by shooting on the north side happened just before 2 a.m. near 281, just north of West Sunset. According to police, someone driving down the access road started shooting at a corner house, and a man inside was shot in the leg. He was taken to a hospital for treatment and is expected to be okay. So far, police don't have a description of the suspect or the vehicle they were in.
A woman stabbed in the arm during an attempted robbery, and police are searching for that suspect. It happened just before 10 last night on Southwest Military near I-35 on the city's south side. Police say the woman was outside of a Bolero when the man attacked her. She managed to drive down the road to the QT to call for help. She was taken to the hospital and she is expected to be okay. Another stabbing last night, this one happening west of downtown near North Colorado and West Martin. Police don't have much to go on in the case. A man was taken to the hospital with a stab wound to his back just before midnight, but it's not clear who attacked him or why. Police are trying to get more information about the suspect and where that attack happened. And construction on the St. Mary's Strip is bearing businesses. Those on the Strip are hopeful to get a large crowd like they usually do the night before Thanksgiving. But crowds again did not seem to show up. Those who work there say sales are worse than the pandemic, and when they had them only doing takeout and drive-through. Slackers employees say last night was not comparable to years past. Rumble employees told us the crowd was decent. However, they blame the difficulty not just to park, but also to get around on foot. District 1 Councilman Mario Bravo said efforts were made yesterday to make the Strip more pedestrian friendly.
It was horrible. I mean, Chicago is incredible. I mean, there's so
And we apologize, that is not the interview we wanted to run, but we want to tell you that the owner of the Squeeze Box, that is Aaron Pena, responded to Bravo's cleanup with efforts. That a statement read in part that we didn't ask for that. We were asking the city and his office to immediately send relief by way of funding and expedite this construction. Well, moving on to Thanksgiving now. That's right. Let's go back live to the Henry B. Gonzalez Convention Center, and that is where the Raul Jimenez Thanksgiving dinner will be in person for the first time in 2 years. Now, a longtime partner, RK Group, donated more than 500 turkeys for the event. Everything is all set up. Thousands of chairs, hundreds of balloons, and everything gets going in just a matter of hours. That's right. We know it's pretty early, and that's why it looks empty, but it's going to be packed with not only people enjoying this Thanksgiving dinner. You can see a couple of volunteers there in the background. Everybody's getting ready this morning. Free event opens to the doors to the public at 9 o'clock this morning. Everybody have a happy Thanksgiving. Well, we know many of you got up bright and early to get your Thanksgiving feast started. Here's a look at what I am going to be cooking up today. That is a boneless turkey breast that I am going to be putting onto the smoker. So you heat up your smoker at 265. You smoke it for about 2.5 to 3 hours. Then you wrap it in foil and then smoke it for about another hour or so. Then you cut off that netting, let it rest for about 30 minutes to an hour, and then slice away. I'm also serving Pollock's wedding sausage, which HEB sells. They're from Fall City, and that combo right there is perfect. All the rest of the sides will be served up later today as well. But it's a smoked turkey Thanksgiving. That looks good, Mark. With my folks today. Yeah, I guess, are we all heading over to Mark's then? Looks good, right? You guys have your own food. I know, but we can have another meal, right? Are we going to share? Yeah, we're going to share. Yeah, okay. We can bring. We are going to share. I didn't mean to ask the question. Yeah. Sorry. 641, 63 degrees. And as we head to break, here's a look at what Thanksgiving means this year for our Steve Spriester.
So I think every year, obviously, people are thankful for friends and family. But for me this year, I think maybe more so because I've lost some relatives that are close to me. I've had some friends who have passed away. And so I think in this holiday season, I'm especially thankful for my loved ones, whether they're friends or family, and I do not take them for granted. And so that's the biggest thing I'm thankful for this holiday.
mission is to do the turkey trot and to benefit the San Antonio Food Bank. And here are our numbers. This is my number and this is my mom's number. We got a little involved for Thanksgiving, so we got these cute little headbands, and I got crazy with it. And I thought it was super cute to run with. Also, we got this shirt, and it says, "Together we set the table." And I thought it was cute, and I might even run with it. Also, Mike told us that it might rain, so I got prepared with this jacket. And I'm still prepared just in case. Well, and after the run, we are going to go with my grandma, and we're going to pick up some food and celebrate there. Happy Thanksgiving. Thank you.
Well, that's your daughter. That is so your daughter. Happy Thanksgiving, Rooney.
Aw, yeah. Happy Thanksgiving, Rooney. Yes.
You guys are going to run?
Yes. Rain or shine, the race will go on unless, there's severe weather.
What time is the race?
8:30.
Tomorrow?
Right today. After we leave here, I'm gonna do a wardrobe change.
All right.
Oh,
that's why you ordered Cracker Barrel.
Oh yeah.
Yes, you got stuff going on.
I do. So we'll do the race and then we'll pick up food and head over to my mom's.
Happy Thanksgiving, Doug. You guys. Good luck at the race today.
Thank you.
Let's check traffic, folks. Good news, no accidents to report, but we've been pretty lucky so far considering how yucky it is out there right now. 37 at Hackberry, mist and fog all across the area right now.
Looks good. Not too bad.
Beautiful like her mama, and she's get that personality from her dad. So
yeah.
Yes, indeed. Yeah, if you are going running, it's misty, drizzly. It's very humid out there. This is 410 by the airport. This has been kind of our gauge, if you will, this morning as far as if we can see the cars, can't see the cars. We can barely make it out as of right now. Granted, this camera's on top of the building, but obviously there's still a lot of fog out there, and dense fog advisory for pretty much the eastern 2/3 of our viewing area up until 10 o'clock this morning. And it is you can't really go anywhere and not run into fog. Kerrville, Uvalde, Hondo, Castroville, still pea soup fog. A couple of 100 yards out there at the airport is what the visibility is. And even heading over toward Gonzales, it does get slightly better toward Rock Springs, although that was just 10 miles visibility 10 minutes ago. Now it's dropped back down to 3 miles. So that's what this fog is. It can go back and forth, but for most everybody, it hasn't gone back and forth. It is just thick fog out there. Again, sticks around through the morning. Here's what it looks like on radar as of right now. We've got all of these showers and even a couple of thunderstorms out there to the northwest. But notice how everything is sliding up to the northeast. Up to the north is where most of the potential severe weather to the north and to the northeast, severe weather and the heaviest rain is going to be in today and the next couple of days. But obviously we still have some of these showers out there. And this cell right there in just at Kerrville now is starting to have a couple of lightning strikes associated with it and a decent downpour. It's not going to last all that long. Most of what we're seeing around here is just very much on the light side. And then got a couple of showers in and around town. Nothing really to write home about, but just making the roads damp. And the roads are very, very wet all around the area. And the big picture of things, notice how most of the light rain right now is off to the west. This is all being pulled on in here, and this is sort of the first wave of this rain that's going to be coming on in. 63 degrees right now, 60 at Comfort, 58 Bandera. Temperatures will stay pretty steady for the next couple of hours, and then we'll finally make it up to 70 later on today. And rain chances tonight will sort of taper off a little bit, but then kind of counterintuitive to that, that's when we see the better chance for some potentially strong storms late this afternoon and tonight. So we keep some showers around here, a couple of thunderstorms this morning, and then as we go into the afternoon hours, that's when things really get going, especially off to the east. Now that doesn't mean there isn't the threat around here, but we will have the better chance for stronger storms up to the north and off to the northeast. Going to tonight, we'll still have a couple of showers around here. Then they start to refire and really spread out tomorrow. And throughout the day, we are going to be seeing showers, a couple of thunderstorms, but basically it's going to be the heavy rain that we're going to have to deal with. That will continue on through the evening hours, overnight, into Saturday morning, and finally that gets on out of here. Here's the outlook for potential severe storms. This just was altered a little bit. This line was kind of moved up to the east, to the northeast slightly. So it's our northeastern counties, primarily off to the east, where we have the severe threat late this afternoon tonight. Then as far as rainfall potential, once again, this is through tomorrow and through tomorrow night. The heaviest is going to be well off to the east, in and around town, an inch, couple of inches of rain. You know, it's been, I don't have to tell you this, it's been so dry all year long, but right now, if you were to kind of squeeze out the amount of moisture in the air to measure it and what's normal around here, we are about 200% of normal. So now that doesn't mean we're going to be seeing any flooding, but we're going to be seeing potentially some heavy rain around here the next couple of days. And it's all due to this low, which we've been watching. It was in the Gulf of Alaska a couple of days ago. It'll come down in the Big Bend area, hang out there, and then finally get on out of here by early or late morning, on Saturday. We'll still have some rain around on Saturday morning. 67 degrees today at noon, showers, a couple of thunderstorms, and then we'll see more showers later on this afternoon with a few storms, especially to the north and to the northeast. 70 for a high temperature. Tomorrow's when we see the widespread, the heavier rain. We'll start off in the low 60s, finish up in the mid 50s. It's going to be windy tomorrow, windy on Saturday, more rain early Saturday. Then we're going to be clearing out. So Saturday, late morning, afternoon, Sunday look fantastic. And we stay in the mid 70s into the first portion of next week. Steph, Mark.
Cool. Thank you very much. 6:51, 63 degrees.
A new magnet program at Northeast ISD is focused on the aerospace industry. Take a look as some students are already learning the different skills part of this program, how it could change students' lives tomorrow on GMSA at 9.
And let's look out there with a live cam. Yep, still foggy and 63 degrees. If you are headed to the Turkey Trot, be careful on the roadways. Those road closures will come a little closer to 8:30 when that race starts. We'll be right back.
This Thanksgiving, I'm thankful and grateful for the obvious, the family, the friends, all that, being able to get together with folks on Thanksgiving. Also, very grateful for our cohesive KSAT 12 weather team. We're a rowdy bunch. We get things done. We're good with weather.
No accidents. The good news out there right now, we're actually kind of surprised, but the good news is we've had almost no traffic to speak of. Just a few cars all morning long, but this picture really hasn't changed since we went on the air at 4:30 this morning. I know it was slow going for us coming in this morning.
It sure was. I was saying it was weird not seeing the skyline because of all that fog out there.
Some white knuckle driving for some of you for sure.
Yeah, this is over there by the airport. We do have visibility that less than a quarter mile in most spots, mist and drizzle, and you're not going to go anywhere and not run into fog this morning. Dense fog advisory for a good chunk of the area up until 10 o'clock. We have still some showers, a couple of thunderstorms around here this morning, one or two lightning strikes, especially way out to the northwest, but then more rain throughout the day today. Potential for strong storms off to the northeast, high of 70.
All right, be careful out there.
Happy Thanksgiving, and thanks to everybody behind the scenes here at KSAT 12.